Hello friends, in this video I will be talking about standard 3B fair dealing. Okay, so now before we start the standard, just try to understand, as the name suggests, fair dealing. So you cannot be unfair to your clients. That is the whole crux of this standard. So let's begin. First point says don't discriminate between clients, but different levels of service is not a violation. For example, different levels of service means, for example, I am a brokerage firm and I'm giving three types of services: gold, silver, and ruby, for example. These three are the levels of service. If a client wants a very cheap service, that client will go for silver. If the client wants a bit expensive service, he might go for gold. And एकदम premium service चाहिए तो ruby, for example. Now, having these three levels is okay. But if you discriminate within the clients, for example, अगर ये gold category में 4 client है, ये रूबी कैटेगरी में 2 क्लाइंट है और ये सिल्वर में बहुत सारे क्लाइंट्स है, फॉर एग्जांपल. नाउ विद इन दैट कैटेगरी यू कैन नॉट डिस्क्रिमिनेट. फॉर एग्जांपल, let's consider the gold package. Now, gold package clients are paying something more than what the silver package clients are paying. Now, if gold package clients are to be sent a recommendation that you have to buy this stock, this is a small cap stock, a risky stock, but you have to buy it. You can wait for 2 years and you can have some substantial gains. Okay, this is the recommendation. Now, if you send that recommendation to 3 clients and not the other 4th client, if you do that, that is violation of standard 3B. So within the category you cannot discriminate. But can you discriminate between gold and silver clients? Yes, of course, because gold clients are paying something more. So for example, if I am giving a recommendation on Yes Bank, as well as I am giving a research report on, say, Reliance. Now, जो रिसर्च रिपोर्ट है ना, वो सिल्वर के क्लाइंट्स को हम नहीं देंगे. दैट इज़ अ प्रीमियम सर्विस. वी विल बी गिविंग इट ओनली टू द गोल्ड क्लाइंट्स. दैट इज़ ओके. यू कैन डिस्क्रिमिनेट विद इन दोज categories, as in gold, silver, ruby, etc., but not inside that category. Second point, investment recommendations should be made available simultaneously to all clients. See, if you are sending a recommendation to some clients, you have to send it to all the clients. अगर 4 client है आपके category में तो चारों को भेजना. But if there is a discrimination, say gold, silver, ruby, platinum, these different levels of service, that won't be a violation. But within that service, for example, gold package hai, then you have to send the recommendation to all the clients. Inform clients of all changes in investment recommendation. If today the recommendation is buy Reliance, but after a while you change that recommendation to sell, then you have to disseminate that information also to all the clients. Next point, be fair in your investment decisions. Disclose all allocation policies. Now, what do you mean by allocation? Allocation का मतलब होता है that if a client has given you, say, 1 crore at your disposal, you can invest it. Then you invest 10% in equity, 10% in bonds, say 80% in alternative investments. ऐसा कुछ भी allocation procedure है तो you have to disclose that also. Next. Now, these are the recommended compliance procedures. First one, limit the number of people receiving the information. For example, you are going to pass a buy recommendation on Reliance tomorrow. अगर आप कल पास करने वाले हो तो आज, today evening, say for example 6 o'clock till tomorrow morning 9 o'clock, ये इतने time frame में this information can spread. So limit the number of people who know about this information. Shorten the time frame between decision making and disseminating the information. If today you have made a decision that there is a buy recommendation on Yes Bank and you have to disseminate this information after a month, see, that won't make any sense. If you are making a decision today, then make it as soon as possible to disseminate it to your clients. अगर आज decision लिया तो make sure within 1 or 2 days you disseminate it to your clients. Disseminate all the information simultaneously. See, whatever information you are going to send to the client, send it simultaneously. आज थोड़ा info भेजा, कल थोड़ा, उसके बाद थोड़ा. Don't do that. Maintain client list and their holdings. So you need to have a handy list of all your clients, उनका details दिखना, their name, number, holding, whatever money they've invested in equity or in bonds, etc., etc. Disclose trade allocation procedures. We saw this earlier. Review accounts frequently to make sure that clients are treated fairly. Review all these accounts. ऐसा कभी हो गया कि some client did not receive a recommendation, some client could not buy this stock because उसके पास recommendation नहीं था. That should not happen. So keep it a point that you review every account after some intervals. If a firm has different levels of service, disclose that to all the clients. ये जो gold, silver, platinum ये 3 पैकेज अगर होंगे तो it is allowed, no doubt, but every client should know about it. So you have to disclose these tactics, business tactics to all your clients, that you are charging higher from these category of clients or you are charging lower from these category of clients. Let's check some problems. Problem 1. Bradley Ames, a well-known respected analyst, follows the computer industry. In the course of his research, he finds that a small, relatively unknown company whose shares are traded over the counter has just signed significant contracts with some of the companies he follows. ये over the counter मतलब OTC market, which is not traded on the stock exchange. ये stock exchange के बाहर privately trade हो रहा है, and this is a small company. After a considerable amount of investigation, Ames decides to write a research report on the small company and recommend purchase of its shares. While the report is being reviewed by the company for factual accuracy, Ames schedules a luncheon with several of his best clients to discuss about the company. At the luncheon, he mentions the purchase recommendation scheduled to be sent early the following week to all the firm's clients. Now understand what he has done here. एक छोटा company है. He thinks that people should buy this company. He had his investigation ready. He had his factual accuracy checked. Everything is proper. Okay. Now, next week, he is going to disseminate this information. He is going to send this information that you should buy this stock to all his clients. But before that, 1 week prior to that, he meets his best clients. ये लिखा है यहाँ पर. If you meet your best clients today, and for the rest of the clients you are going to send this recommendation after a week, don't you think these best clients of yours have received the information way earlier than the other clients? Therefore, this is known as being unfair. This is discrimination, and hence he has violated standard 3B. Solution: Ames has violated standard 3B by disseminating the purchase recommendation to the clients with whom he has lunch a week before the recommendation is sent to all the clients. So he has to send this information to all simultaneously. Problem 2. Spencer Rivers, president of XYZ Corporation, moves his company's growth-oriented pension fund to a particular bank primarily because of the excellent investment performance achieved by the bank's commingled fund for the prior 5-year period. Later, Rivers compares the results of his pension fund with those of the bank's commingled fund. He is startled to learn that even though the two accounts have same investment objectives and similar portfolios, his company's pension fund has significantly underperformed the bank's commingled fund. समझो क्या हो रहा है. एक बैंक है, उसका commingled fund है. That commingled fund is nothing but your mutual fund. So there are so many investments in it and there are so many investors in it, just like a mutual fund. Now this commingled fund has shown tremendous performance. उसको देख के ये जो रिवर्स है उसने अपना पेंशन फंड जो है, ग्रोथ ओरिएंटेड पेंशन फंड जो है, वो ये बैंक को दे दिया. Why? Because the commingled fund had made substantial returns. But after a while, when he actually compared pension fund versus that commingled fund, तो pension fund has underperformed. मतलब pension fund में returns कम आया है compared to the commingled fund. Questioning this result at the next meeting with the pension fund's manager, Rivers is told that as a matter of policy, when a new security is placed on the recommended list, Morgan Jackson, the pension fund manager, first purchases the security for the commingled account and then purchases it on a pro rata basis for all the other pension fund accounts. Similarly, when a sale is recommended, the security is sold first from the commingled account and then sold on a pro rata basis from all the other accounts. समझा क्या हुआ? Whenever there is a purchase recommendation, first the stock has been purchased by the commingled fund and then the pension fund. Similarly during sales. Now what happens is, see, this is a chart of any stock and this is the stock price. For example, current market price is 100. When there are so many orders, when the demand is high, there are a number of buyers which are more than sellers, what will happen? The stock price will go up to, for example, 102. Now 100 से 102 गया, तभी commingled fund ने buy कर लिया. Now after a while, pension fund will buy at again a higher price, say for example 104. So if you buy early, you buy at a lower price. Here there is straight discrimination which is seen. Similarly during selling, if you sell first, you sell at a higher price. आपके बाद जो sell करेगा वो कम price पे sell करेगा. Rivers also learns that if the bank cannot get enough shares, especially of hot issues मतलब IPOs, initial public offerings, to be meaningful to all the clients, its policy is to place the new issues only in the commingled account. मतलब अगर IPO के लिए enough shares नहीं आया तो जितना भी shares आया वो commingled account में दे देता है, but not to the pension fund accounts. Of course, there is straight discrimination here. Seeing that Rivers is neither satisfied nor pleased by the explanation, Jackson quickly adds that non-discretionary pension accounts and personal trust accounts have a lower priority on purchase and sale recommendations than discretionary pension fund accounts. First of all, discretionary and non-discretionary का मतलब समझो. Discretionary pension fund account मतलब, if I am the pension fund manager or I am the investment manager, then if the account is discretionary, which means that I have the power to buy or sell any stock without asking the owner. But non-discretionary मतलब क्या? So if I have say 2 clients, both of these are non-discretionary accounts. Then if I have a recommendation, say buy Reliance का stock, then I have to ask these clients again and again, should I buy for you or should I sell for you? But discretionary होता उसका मतलब क्या है? I need not ask the client. Client has given me the discretion. I am the manager. I will decide which stock to buy or sell for that client. Furthermore, Jackson states that the company's pension fund had the opportunity to invest up to 5% in the commingled fund. Okay, basically there is a discrimination. Even here, ये जो बोला है lower priority, even that is a discrimination here. Comment: the bank's policy does not treat all the customers fairly, and Jackson has violated her duty to her clients by giving priority to the growth-oriented commingled fund over all the other funds and to discretionary accounts over non-discretionary accounts. You cannot discriminate within these. Jackson must execute orders on a systematic basis that is fair to all the clients. In addition, trade allocation procedures should be disclosed to all the clients when they become clients. Of course, in this case, disclosure of bank's policy would not change the fact that the policy is unfair. ये जो एंड में बोला कि you had a chance to invest 5% in our fund वगैरह वगैरह, that is irrelevant. You have straightforward discriminated within your clients. Problem 3. Dominic Morris works for a small regional securities firm. His work consists of corporate finance activities and investing for institutional clients. Arena Limited is planning to go public. Arena Limited का IPO आ रहा है. The partners have secured rights to buy an Arena Football League franchise and are planning to use the funds from the issue to complete the purchase. मतलब IPO का जो funds आएगा, Arena is going to use it to buy an Arena Football League franchise. Because Arena Football is the current rage, Morris believes that he has a hot issue on his hands. Hot issue मतलब the IPO is really going to be good and profitable. He has quietly negotiated some options for himself for helping convince Arena to do the financing through his securities firm. When he seeks expression of interest, the institutional buyers oversubscribe the issue. See, normally what happens in an IPO, various types of investors can invest, one of which is institutional buyer. एक institutional buyer होता है, उसके बाद retail buyer होता है, which are small investors. Institutional buyers are large investors. So normally whenever Morris goes out in public with an IPO, normally institutional buyers will oversubscribe the issue. If the company wants to raise 100 crores from institutional investors, the actual number of applications would be say around 150 crores. It will be always oversubscribed. Morris, assuming that the institutions have financial clout to drive the stock up, then fills all the orders, including his own, and decreases the institutional blocks. अब क्या हुआ है? If institutions buy, then the price is ought to go up. That is what he says. And he fills all the orders, including his own. And then institutional clout जो है वो उसने कम कर दिया. What does this mean? Now, for example, let's say there are 100 shares. Now, out of these 100 shares, there are 3 quotas, okay? 70 is for institutional, 20 is for retail, and balance 10 would be for that company's employees. So 100 shares में से 70 shares institutions को देंगे, 20 हम retail investors या small investors को देंगे, and 10 shares will be for the employees of the capital raising company. Now what has happened here? ये जो 70 है, 70 shares के लिए कितना application आएगा from the institutional buyers? देखो over subscribe होने वाला है. Let's assume they bid for 90. If there is over subscription in the market, then the stock price has to go up. That is what he believes, and which is actually true. Then ये जो 20 है, 20 में फॉर एग्जाम्पल पूरा का पूरा 20 सब्सक्राइब हो गया, और ये जो 10 है उसमें भी पूरा का पूरा 10 सब्सक्राइब हो गया. फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस इज द केस. नाउ इन दिस केस व्हाट विल हैपन? आउट ऑफ दीज 90, only 70 will get shares, 20 won't get shares, and then retail का 20 and employees का 10 हम वैसे ही उनको allot कर देंगे. Okay, but in this case they have not mentioned any ratio like 70, 20, 10. In this case they have not mentioned it. So what he has done here is, ये जो 70 के बदले 90 आया है, he might have just given 40 to them. Only 40 given to the institutional clients. ये जो 70 है अब उसके बदले सिर्फ 40 दिया, मतलब 50 शेयर्स को उसने अलॉटमेंट नहीं दिया. ऑलराइट, नाउ बैलेंस 60 बचा. ये जो बैलेंस 60 है वो उसने किसको दिया? अलग अलग रिटेल क्लाइंट्स को दे दिया, इंक्लूडिंग हिमसेल्फ. इट इज रिटन इंक्लूडिंग हिज ओन. बेसिकली व्हाट ही हैज़ डन, इंस्टीट्यूशनल कोटा जो था उसमें उसने ब्लॉक कम कर दिया. इंस्टीट्यूशनल का जो एक्चुअल जितना उनको देना था शेयर्स वो उसने कम कर दिया, एंड उसने अलग अलग अपने क्लाइंट्स को दे दिया इंक्लूडिंग हिमसेल्फ. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दिस इज डिस्क्रिमिनेशन बिकॉज ये जो इंस्टीट्यूशनल है और ये जो रिटेल है, दीज आर अगेन योर clients only. So you cannot really give more shares to your chota clients and give less shares to your bada clients. It has to be pro rata basis. Pro rata मतलब रेशियो के हिसाब से. अगर मैंने 10 शेयर्स के लिए अप्लाई किया और तुमने 5 शेयर्स के लिए अप्लाई किया, then we will get shares in the ratio of 2:1. But here he has discriminated. Also ये जो लिखा है ना his own, ये वाला. So when you study ahead in code and your standards, you will come to know that he should not apply for the own firm's IPO. Now if for example he is the investment banker of say Arena Limited, now he should not invest in the shares of Arena Limited. That is what the rule says, which you will study ahead. Anyway, this is a straightforward violation. Comment: Morris has violated standard 3B by not treating all the customers fairly. He should not have taken any shares himself. खुद को तो लेना ही नहीं चाहिए था. And should have prorated the shares offered among all the other clients. In addition, he should have disclosed to the firm and to his clients that he received options as a part of the deal. Question में ये भी लिखा था that he had received some options. Check. Here, he has quietly negotiated some options for himself for helping convince Arena to do the financing. मतलब अगर आप Arena को अपना client बनाते हो as an investment banker, then you will receive some options. Options basically your employee stock options. So this also he has to disclose. ये standard 6A में बताया है. So overall, 2 standards have been violated here, 3B as well as 6A. 6A we will be studying shortly. Problem 4. Eleanor Preston, the Chief Investment Officer of Potter Williams Investments, PWI, a medium-sized money management firm, has been trying to retain a client, Colby Company. Management at Colby, which accounts for almost half of PWI's revenues, recently told Preston that if the performance of its account did not improve, it would find a new money manager. मतलब ये तुम्हारा जो client है वो बोलता है that अगर performance अच्छा नहीं है then I will change the firm. Shortly after this threat, Preston purchases mortgage-backed securities for several accounts, including Colby's. Preston is busy with a number of transactions that day, so she fails to allocate the trades immediately or write up the trade tickets. What do you mean by this? Fails to allocate the trade immediately or write trade tickets. Understand what has happened here. If there are 100 mortgage-backed securities, these can be of different issuers, of course. First, you have purchased these 100 mortgage-backed securities and then you will allocate these to your clients. That is what the actual procedure is. Okay. Now, ये जो 100 mortgage-backed है, for example, if you have 4 clients, then you might allot 25, 25, 25 and 25, something like that. First of all, this is known as trade allocation, which she has not done. Secondly, write up the trade tickets. Basically, there is no documentation, there is nothing written here because she is busy. Okay, let's read ahead. A few days later, when Preston is allocating trades, now ये जो 100 mortgage backed securities purchase किया है, these are being allocated actually. She notes that some of the mortgage backed securities has significantly increased in price and some have dropped. See, out of these 100 MBS, for example 40 जो है, those have increased in price and 60 have fallen. Preston decides to allocate the profitable trades to Colby and spread the losing trades among several other PWI accounts. See, what has happened here? Let's assume 40 जो है वो profitable है, 60 जो है वो अभी के लिए loss में है. One of the client is Colby, कोलबी को ये 40 मॉर्गेज बैक सिक्योरिटीज़ जो प्रॉफिटेबल वाला है वो अलॉट कर दिया, एंड फॉर द अदर्स 60 other mortgage backed securities which are in loss currently, you have allocated this. Why has she done this? Because Colby ने उसको धमकी दिया था that if I don't get good returns, I will change my money manager. Now, of course, this is again discrimination. She has been unfair to all the other clients. प्रो रेटा बेसिस पे ये प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस वाला जो MBS था वो इक्वली बांटना चाहिए था ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ रेशियो ऑफ देयर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स विच इज नोन एज प्रो रेटा. So here again there is a discrimination. Comment: Preston has violated standard 3B by failing to deal fairly with her clients in taking these investment actions. Preston should have allocated the trades prior to executing the order. पहले ही ये allocate कर देना चाहिए था किसके अकाउंट में क्या बाय कर रहे हैं, और she should have had a systematic approach to allocating the trades such as pro rata. प्रो रेटा मतलब रेशियो में 60-40 था तो इक्वली डिवाइड करना चाहिए था 60 एंड 40 एज सुन एज प्रैक्टिकल after they were executed. So if you have purchased 100 mortgage backed securities, then you should have issued in that ratio of the client. For example, if Colby is holding say 60% of the portfolio, 60% of the total investments, and the other clients are holding just 40, then you could have made some decision out of pro rata basis that Colby को हम इतने देंगे, थोड़े profit वाले थोड़े loss वाले, similarly to the other clients. Among other things, Preston must disclose to the client that the advisor may act as a broker for, receive commissions from, and have a potential conflict of interest regarding both the parties in agency cross transactions. Comment: Preston has violated standard 3B by failing to deal fairly with her clients in taking these investment actions. Preston should have allocated the trades prior to executing the orders, or she should have had a systematic approach to allocating the trades such as pro rata as soon as practical after they were executed. Understand what happened here? ये जो 100 mortgage backed securities लिया है, while allocating, she should have used some approach like pro rata approach. Let's assume that 70% of the holding of the total investments is by Colby and 30% is by other clients. So these 100 mortgage backed securities should have been allocated to these in the ratio of 7:3 or something like that. A proper systematic approach. बट वॉट शी डिड इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस, सारे प्रॉफिट वाले जो थे वो कोलबी को दे दिए, लॉस वाले थे वो अदर क्लाइंट्स को दे दिए. दैट इज अ वायोलेशन हियर. सो शी कैन नॉट डिस्क्रिमिनेट बिटवीन द टू. प्रॉब्लम 5. Saunders Industrial Waste Management (SIWM) publicly indicates to analysts that it is comfortable with this somewhat disappointing EPS projection of $1.16 for the quarter. Bernard Roberts, an analyst at Coffee Investments, is confident that SIWM management has understated the forecasted earnings so that the real announcement will cause an upside surprise and boost the price of SIWM stock. See what has happened. The management of SIWM says that our EPS would be $1.16. But this analyst, Bernard Roberts, he thinks that the management is playing a game. Management is understating the EPS, forecasted EPS. ये जो 1.16 है, it can be 1.36. But why the management is understating is because they want, whenever they release the actual EPS, not the forecasted but the actual EPS, and if the actual EPS comes out to be 1.36 instead of 1.16, then that day the stock prices will rise. That is what he assumes. The whisper number matlab rumors, estimate based on extensive research and discussion among the knowledgeable analysts is higher than 1.16. Analysts are thinking that EPS should be higher than 1.16. Robert repeats $1.16 figure in his research report to all coffee clients, but informally tells his large clients that he expects the EPS to be higher, making SIWM a good buy. Now again, if you have told all your clients about EPS of 1.16, but then you informally मतलब not in say formal language, ये written document वगैरह में नहीं, सीधा call पे बोला होगा या कोई meeting में जाके किसी को बोला होगा, only to the large clients that you should buy this stock because the EPS seems to be understated, actual ज़्यादा होगा figure. Again, this is a discrimination. So larger clients को क्यों बताया? That is a discrimination. Comment: by not sharing the opinion regarding the potential for a significant upside earnings surprise with all clients, सब clients को क्यों नहीं बोला? That is the problem. Only large clients को बोला. Roberts is not treating all the clients fairly and has violated standard 3B. Problem 6. Zhenpin Wang uses email to issue new recommendation to all his clients. He then calls his 3 largest institutional clients to discuss the recommendation in detail. See, what has happened here, now let's assume I have 100 clients. What he has done first, he has sent the recommendation through email to all the clients. Okay, so here he has not violated this standard. He then calls 3 largest institutional clients to discuss the recommendation in detail. Now let's assume you are a portfolio manager, you have 100 clients. 100 में से there are, for example, 10 clients which are institutional clients and 90 clients which are retail or small clients. If you tell those 90 clients that I have recommended you to buy Reliance, they will buy it, or they won't question much because they don't want knowledge. How did you actually come up with the recommendation, etc., etc. But the large clients, the institutional clients, want to know more about it. So out of those large clients, 3 largest institutional clients को उसने recommendation in detail बताया. That is the thing here. First of all, there is no violation here because जो recommendation है that has been sent to all the clients. Only after that he called the 3 large institutional clients to discuss about it in detail. He is not being unfair with the other clients because the other clients might not be paying him such fees, so that he actually discusses with them in detail. So here there seems to be no violation as such. Comment: Wang has not violated standard 3B because he widely disseminated the recommendation and provided the information to all his clients prior to discussing it with select few. मतलब पहले उसने recommendation pass कर दिया, after that he is discussing. So it is not a violation. Wang's largest clients received additional personal service because they presumably pay higher fees or because they have large amount of assets under Wang's management. See, these large institutional clients might be paying more fees. Just like your gold, silver and platinum package. You can't compare gold and silver package, right? So these clients are paying higher fees. They might be from the gold package. So they ought to actually deserve this discussion on the recommendation. If Wang had discussed the report with a select group of clients prior to distributing it to all his clients, he would have violated standard 3B. If he had called these 3 clients first and then he had disseminated this information to all the clients, तो वो violation होता. But here there is no violation. Problem 7. Lynn Hampton is a well-respected private wealth manager in her community with a diversified client base. She determines that a new 10-year bond being offered by Healthy Pharmaceuticals is appropriate for 5 of her clients. 3 clients request to purchase $10,000 each, and the other 2 request $50,000 each. The minimum lot size is established at $5,000 and the issue is oversubscribed at the time of placement. Her firm's policy is that odd lot allocations, especially those below the minimum, should be avoided because they may affect the liquidity of the security at the time of sale. Understand how it works. The minimum lot size is 5,000, which means that if you are investing 5,000, it is okay, I can give you one lot. But if you are investing $6,000, then you will either get 5,000 or nothing, but you can't get 6,000. But instead of that, if you are investing 11,000, so now you can get 5,000, you can get 10,000, but of course not 11,000. Minimum lot का मतलब है you have to invest minimum 5,000 to get one lot, and it will be multiplied. If you want 2 lots, invest 10,000. If you want 3, invest 15,000. Below the minimum 5,000 के नीचे अगर किसी ने इन्वेस्ट किया, उनको हम अलॉट नहीं करेंगे. That is the rule here. Hampton is informed she will receive only $55,000 of the offering for all accounts. Hampton is informed she will receive only $55,000 of the offering for all the accounts. See, now what has happened? First of all, understand the applications. Application मतलब किसने अप्लाई किया है कितना. So there were 3 clients who have applied for 10,000 each, and there are 2 clients who have applied for 50,000 each. $30,000 and 1 lakh मतलब 1,30,000 का एप्लीकेशन है. बट 1,30,000 का एप्लीकेशन को अलॉटमेंट नहीं मिलेगा. वाई? बिकॉज शी रिसीव्ड ओनली 55,000 का अलॉटमेंट. So basically she has the right to allot 55,000 between these clients, 3 clients and 2 clients. Let's read ahead. Hampton distributes the bond investments as follows. The 3 accounts that requested $10,000 are allocated 5,000 each. So ये जो 3 accounts था उनको 5,000 दे दिया, and the 2 accounts that requested for 50,000 are allocated $20,000 each. So basically 15,000 for the 3 clients and 40,000 for the remaining 2 clients. Now before you begin calculating, before you think that this is not in the proper ratio, the ratio should have been 10:10:10:50:50. If you think that way, that is known as pro rata, but it is not compulsory. See, her job is to ensure that everyone gets some portion of the issue. Now, when there is an application of $1,30,000 and you just have 55,000 to allot, it is of course not possible that everyone gets whatever they have applied for. If one client has applied for 10,000, he won't get full of 10,000. उसको थोड़ा कम देंगे. अब कम तो कितना कम? That is the question. Can you give $8,000 का allotment to anyone who has applied for 10,000? No, because the lot size is 5,000. If you want one client to get allotment, you have to allot 5,000 to him, or 10,000 to him, or 15,000 or 20,000. Okay. In the first case, they have invested 10,000 each. There are 3 clients. Of course, pro rata basis है. You cannot give them the whole amount of 10,000. What you'll do? You will allot something less than 10,000. Now, what is something less? Next option is only $5,000 because 1 lot दे सकते हो या 2 lot. 2 lot तो नहीं दे सकते because the issue you have got only 55,000 against an application of 1,30,000. So minimum lot जो 1 lot है 5,000 वो उसने तीनों client को दे दिया. So here there is no violation at all. So this is perfect. Now if she has allocated 5,000 to 3 clients, तो total 15,000 चला गया. Out of 55,000, subtract 15,000, you get 40,000. अब ये 40,000 को उसने क्या किया है, अगेन इक्वली डिवाइड कर दिया अमंग द अदर टू क्लाइंट्स. द अदर टू क्लाइंट्स हैड actually applied for 50,000 each, equal ratio में. So she gave 20,000 each to the other two clients. Even this is not a violation. Therefore, there is no violation in this case. Comment: Hampton has not violated standard 3B, even though the distribution is not on a completely pro rata basis because of the required minimum lot size. देखो एक्चुअल में क्या रेशियो होता, 10 10 10 50 50, राइट. बट बिकॉज ये प्रो रेटा बेसिस पॉसिबल नहीं है ड्यू टू मिनिमम लॉट साइज. व्हाट वाज द मिनिमम लॉट साइज? 5,000 पर लॉट. ये जो 5,000 पर लॉट था, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस प्रो रेटा कुड नॉट बी यूज. अदरवाइज क्वाइट पॉसिबल ये जो फर्स्ट 3 क्लाइंट्स है, दे कुड हैव गॉट 7,000 और $8,000 का अलॉटमेंट, बट दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. दैट इज वाई दिस इज नॉट अ वायोलेशन. With the total allocation being significantly below the amount requested. What was the amount requested? $130,000. And what was the total allocation? Only $55,000. Hampton ensured that each client received at least the minimum lot size of the issue. That is why उसने 5,000 3 client को दे दिए थे. This approach allowed the clients to efficiently sell the bond later if necessary. This is why this is not a violation. Problem 8. Ling Chan manages the accounts for many pension plans, including the plan of his father's employer. Chan developed similar but not identical investment policies for each client, so the portfolios are rarely the same. To minimize the cost to his father's pension plan, he intentionally trades more frequently in the accounts of other clients to ensure that the required brokerage is incurred to continue receiving free research for use by all the pensions. See, try to understand. Now, Ling Chan is managing various accounts for pension plans. Pension plan 1, pension plan 2, pension plan 3. ये जो है पेंशन प्लान 3, वो उसके फादर के एम्प्लॉयर का है. Father's employer's pension plan. Now what he does is, there is a fixed set of brokerage that he has to incur by trading. अगर उसने ये brokerage incur किया, then he will receive free research. That is the deal. But ये जो फादर का एम्प्लॉयर का पेंशन प्लान है, if he trades more, then he will have to pay more brokerage. If more brokerage is paid, the actual return will decrease. अगर 10% का शेयर प्राइस में अप्रिसिएशन हुआ है, then वो 10% के लिए तुमने कितना ट्रेडिंग किया, वो ट्रेडिंग कॉस्ट माइनस हो जाएगा, and you might get a net return of only 9 or 9.5%. So what he does, ये जो brokerage का कोटा है वो तो पूरा करना ही है. He has to trade more so that he receives free research from the broker. So what he does, ये जो pension plan 1 और 2 है, ये दोनों में excessive trading करता है. What do you mean by excessive trading? फालतू का buying and selling. For example, he purchases Reliance at $100. He sells Reliance at $100. He purchases Reliance again at $100. He sells Reliance again at $100. मतलब कुछ प्रॉफिट लॉस नहीं होने वाला है, बट ब्रोकरेज इंकर होता रहेगा यहाँ पर. इफ दैट इज द केस, देन डेफिनेटली ही इज ट्राइंग टू वायोलेट दिस स्टैंडर्ड. सो he has been unfair to these other pension accounts, and he has tried to advantage the father's employer's pension plan, which is a violation. Comment: Chan is violating standard 3B because his trading actions are disadvantaging his clients to enhance a relationship with a preferred client. All clients are benefiting from the research being provided and should incur their fair portion of the costs. This does not mean that additional trading should occur if a client has not paid an equal portion of the commission. trading should occur only as required by the strategy. मतलब वो फालतू का purchase sell कर रहे हो 100 even though there is no profit, but you are incurring brokerage ना, and that is disadvantaging the client. So you cannot do that, you cannot trade excessively, and here you have been unfair also because दो account में तुमने trade किया excessive, third account में नहीं किया. That is why you have violated standard 3B. Problem 9. Mary Burdett was recently hired by Fundamental Investment Management (FIM) as a junior auto industry analyst. Burdett is expected to expand the social media presence of the firm because she is active with various networks like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Although Burdett's supervisor, Joey Graff, has never used social media, he encourages Burdett to explore opportunities to increase FIM's online presence and ability to share content, communicate, and broadcast information to clients. In response to Graff's encouragement, Burdett is working on a proposal detailing the advantages of getting FIM onto Twitter in addition to launching a company Facebook page. As part of her auto industry research for FIM, Burdett is completing a report on the financial impact of SunDrive Auto Limited's new solar technology for compact automobiles. This research report will be her first for FIM, and she believes SunDrive's technology could revolutionize the auto industry. देखो अभी तक क्या हुआ है, तो ये इसका काम है सोशल मीडिया प्रेजेंस बढ़ाना है, और फेसबुक हो, ट्विटर हो और लिंक्डइन हो. And then she is writing a report on this company SunDrive Auto Limited's new technology and all of that. Last line says, in her excitement, Burdett sends a quick tweet to FIM Twitter followers summarizing her buy recommendation for SunDrive Auto stock. एक्साइटमेंट में आके क्या कर दिया, ट्विटर पे जितने भी फॉलोअर्स हैं उनको बोला दैट यू हैव टू बाय दिस स्टॉक. नाउ दिस इज अ वायोलेशन. Why is it a violation? Don't you think this recommendation was to be given to all the clients? All your clients might not be following you on Twitter, ना? Twitter के followers को ही क्यों ये recommendation दिया? And that is why it is a violation. She has been unfair here. Comment: Burdett has violated standard 3B by sending an investment recommendation to a select group of contacts prior to distributing it to all clients. Burdett must make sure she has received the appropriate training for FIM's policies and procedures, including the appropriate business use of personal social media networks before engaging in such activities. See, now whenever you join a firm, there are some guidelines you need to follow, just like your social media policy. अगर ये उसके supervisor ने उसको नहीं सिखाया, then again that supervisor has also violated this standard. That is why we've written C standard 4C for guidance related to duties of supervisor. Basically, your juniors cannot do this kind of violations. If your juniors do something like these, then definitely even you have violated standard 4C that we will be studying ahead. Problem 10. Paul Rove, performance analyst for Alpha Beta Investment Management, is describing to the firm's CIO, Chief Investment Officer, 2 new reports he would like to develop to assist the firm in meeting its obligations to treat the clients fairly. Because many of the firm's clients have similar investment objectives and portfolios, Rove suggests a report detailing securities owned across several clients and the percentage of the portfolio the security represents. The second report would compare the monthly performance of portfolios with similar strategies. The outliers within each report would be submitted to the CIO for the review. Thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned to Ekeeda and subscribe to Ekeeda.